Hi there, and welcome to the first edition of the Bullseye Bulletin. The Bullseye Bulletin is a new communication piece that we have that's going to be replacing the Buzz. I'm your host, Jonathan Clickguard.
I'm Sean Behringer.
All right, let's get started. So the first thing that we have to talk to you today about is the new guest program. The new guest program is coming back. Those of you who were with us before will remember that. It's been slowing down a little bit. We're heading into the fall, so we want to bring it back so we can continue to market to our new guests. It's one of the most important marketing programs we have, and it makes a big impact. People who get a new guest flawn definitely write great things about us and Yelp and come back. Some quick things to remember about the program. If you recognize 3 new guests and you work the new guest program with them and buy them a flan, we will buy you lunch or dinner. And also, one other thing to note, what's in it for you, is that you should get a nice tip from it as well, because of the additional hospitality that you're presenting. Let's see, remember to modify your items correctly. Use the new G-Man run. And for your managers who are listening out there, remember to always discount it before you deliver. This is really important now with our pay at the table. We don't want the guest to get a check that has a charge on it. We're trying to do something nice for them. Great.
Brunch Happy Hour is back. It's going to be running Saturday and Sunday from whenever your store opens to 1 p.m. The Happy Hour menu is paper and digital. These are meant to be add-on items, so we're not trying to help people build a whole meal of little snacks and appetizers. It really should be just adding something sweet or savory to their meal. We're predicting brunch to be busy now that kids are back in school because it's the weekend and Daddy needs a mimosa, right?
That's right. What kind of mimosa guy are you? Are you orange or a grapefruit?
So actually what I do is I take out the juice, take out the champagne, and then it's just a pint glass of tequila. Yeah.
I like how you roll. That's a good modifier. All right, let's talk about the bag handoff real quick. So this one's mainly for hosts or anybody who's handing bags off to guests who are coming in for pickup or delivery. So we're still seeing some issues with names getting confused. Sometimes we'll have 2 orders that have the same first name, and maybe even 2 orders with the same first name and the same last initial. So it's really important that you are asking guests, verifying their first and last name before you hand the bag off. It's critical that we get this business right. Takeout and delivery is becoming such a large part of our business in this pandemic, and we want to make sure that guests leave with their order, because once they're gone, we can't correct it. So make sure you're double checking that. Another thing to double check is to make sure that you're grabbing all non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages as well. Again, we want to make sure that the guests get what they ordered, they get the right order before they leave, and you're a critical part of that. Great, Sean?
Yeah, quote time feedback, not anymore. With so many adding their names to the list, the quote time accuracy feedback is no longer important. We don't get info from those guests, we only get it from the ones that we add to the list, which should be few and far between. So it's really important that we're feeding the app good data and keeping it updated, keep No Wait updated with tables that are sat, getting up throughout the shift. But otherwise, quote, feedback form, no reminder, it's gone.
Don't have to deal with that anymore. All right, let's talk real quick about Roca, Patron, Roca, and Yeho. So Patron, Roca, and Yeho is a product that we've had on our menu before, and we're bringing it back. It's a really great product. We actually had the pleasure of going down to Patron with all the general managers. We had a great time. We got to see how it was made. I can tell you that the Roca is made in a very special way. It's made with a Tahona, which is a giant volcanic wheel that crushes the roasted agave hearts before they ferment that. It's also distilled in a different way. It's distilled in these big open vats that are made with this really cool pine wood. And it's very old world, and you can taste the difference. It's a very smooth tequila. They don't blend it with anything else. The other tequila is crushed in this giant sort of roller mill and then fermented in stainless steel tanks. It's a very commercial sort of way that they make that. It's still great, but the Roca is just made by hand, and it's an awesome product. So please recommend it to your guests.
Oh, sorry. I was just enjoying this delicious Fiji water, which we sell now, by the way. The pandemic gives us a really good opportunity to sell bottled water. People want safe, sealed consumables, and we think people are going to ask for this. We've already been getting requests for to-go, so we're bringing it into the restaurants, and it'll be available both to-go and for dine-in. It'll be behind the bar, and it'll stay chilled. It's going to be $3.50, same price as Topo Chico. Fiji water is a really prime artisanal water. It's filtered through volcanic rock. It's bottled at the source. It's like taking a sip of a tropical vacation.
Sounds delicious.
It's super tasty. It's going to be served with its Collins glass with no straw. So when we drop it off, we'll open the bottle, set it down with the cap by the Collins glass. If you want to drink one, we want you to stay hydrated. We do care. but you need to ring it in like you would an employee meal.
Great. Yeah, sounds like a great way to boost sales and also to provide our guests with something that's safe and sanitary.
It's win-win.
All right, let's talk about calling out sick. So we all know people call out sick, but we want you to know that when you call out sick right now in this pandemic, it sets off a bunch of activity. The first thing we're going to do is if you have symptoms of COVID, which is basically everything, we're going to ask you to get a test. That means you have to get your nose swabbed, and nobody likes that. We're also going to ask who you've been in close contact with. Close contact is anybody that you've been around for 15 minutes or longer without a mask. And for our purposes, we are saying 15 minutes or longer with a mask. And so those people are going to go have to get a swab. Then you're going to have to show us a negative test before you can come back to work. And that can take, anywhere from 24 hours to 2-3 days. So you could be out of shifts. So the moral of the story is if you are not wanting to work and maybe you're not sick, we're not saying that you would do that, but maybe you're not sick, don't use that as an excuse because we have to go through all this activity when that happens and you're going to have to go through a bunch of activity too. So, great.
No one likes that.
No.
So some like it salty, some like it hot, and we want to take care of those people the right way. Talking about salt packets and hot sauce, these are only brought out per request. We should not be offering them. For salt packets, place just three, in a ramekin and bring them out. For hot sauce, they get a half a metal ramekin, and then we're going to bring that out to them. If people want more, we'll bring them more.
Totally. Yeah, it's just about controlling waste, right?
Right.
Awesome. Well, that concludes this week's version of the Bullseye Bulletin. Thanks for being with us on our inaugural episode. We hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we made it. Enjoy making it.
Stay safe out there.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
All right, we did it. The time to spare.